Shearer. Who knows? You wet it, dab it, go. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Sam, and today we're gonna be doing my favorite brushes, brush favorites, my favorite brushes. These brushes are not meant, they're not designed for one particular purpose. It's your face, you use the brushes for what you want to use them for. Disclaimer. But today we're gonna be doing a video where I just kind of tell you guys the favorite brushes that I use on the daily no matter what. And they're not by like a specific brand. I have a couple different ones in here. Some are from e.l.f., some are from BH, some are from Amazon, some are from Morphe, one is from Real Techniques. So I just have a bunch of different brushes, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys, or share with you guys, my favorites, because I get quite a lot of questions on like how do you get your foundation to go on that's smooth, you know, what do you use, things like that. And a lot of it is not necessarily the product that you use, but the tool that you use to apply it with. So here we are today, and I just told him to get ready with me, so if you missed that, it went up before this video. That's why it looks the same as that other video. So go check that out because I'm pretty funny in it. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I do want to point out that I do not have a favorite foundation brush because I personally don't use brushes for foundation because it dries me out and it kind of makes me look cakey. So I use the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. So this is it. And I usually get them in the 2-pack because it's cheaper than, because it's cheaper than buying them individually. The 2-pack is $10.99 versus individually they're $6. So you save like $1. So I don't use brushes for foundation or concealer. I use the Real Techniques sponge, but that is considered an applicator, a brush in my opinion. So I included it in this video. But you can definitely use any kind that you like. Marshall's sells some for like $4, $4 or $5, and they do the same thing. It's a sponge. So the first one is from BS Mall. It's got the pink handle, and this is a tapered kabuki brush, I guess you would say, and this is what I use to do my under eyes, which are feeling pretty moist. So I use this to set my under eyes. This is what I put my baby powder on with, and it's just, it's soft, but also pretty firm, so its shape doesn't really change, and it's kind of perfect for setting under here because it has the tapered point, so it gets all the way into the corner of your eye, and that way your concealer is set very flawlessly. If you are having trouble with your concealer, I definitely suggest setting it with a powder. Baby powder isn't the best option for everyone. I have a friend, she's much darker skin tone than me, and she says that baby powder would wash her out, but she hasn't necessarily tried it yet. My opinion is to try it, see if you like it. If you don't, then no harm, no foul. Baby powder is like $1 for the little one, and if you're gonna try it, that's all you need. If you decide you like it, then that's great. Baby powder is kind of like a translucent powder though, because it, like, when you put it on your clothes, it doesn't leave a white cast, so why would it leave a white cast on your face? That's my opinion. It's not a colored powder. Now, obviously, if you're gonna cake it on, then it is gonna lighten your skin tone a little bit, but even translucent powders do that. Because if you're caking it on, there's gonna be residual. It's just, there's no way to avoid that. The next brush that I'm gonna be talking about that I've been waving in your face for the last however many minutes I've been talking, this is from BH Cosmetics. This came in, I think it's either their 36 or their 38 piece brush set. I'll find it on their website and I'll tell you what it is down below. But, so it came in that set. This is just a really big fluffy brush, as you can see. It's very soft, it's very flexible, you can do a lot of things to it. So this is what I use to set my entire face with my powdered foundation. And mostly like down here. I'm schwitzing. That means I'm sweating. And I love this brush because it's also very soft, and it washes really easy, like it cleans very easily, so that's why I like that one. It's my fave. Kind of got a theme going today. So those are my two favorite face brushes, and those are the ones that I use every day. I bought this, hush, she's in timeout. I bought this brush set maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I've used it every day for the same thing since. So next thing I guess we can go on to is like bronzer brushes, because I have a couple different ones. The first one is from BH Cosmetics. It's from that same set. As you can see, it looks the same. And it's basically a smaller version of the one that I just showed you. It's still very flexible, but it is a little bit more dense. This one is the one that I would use to kind of carve out a contour, but not like a harsh contour. I don't know how to explain that, because it wouldn't be, this isn't big enough to like bronze, but it is big enough to like cut the cheekbones a little bit. I guess to give me a blended contoured look. Is that a thing? I just made it up. A blended contoured look. But this one, I don't use this one every single day because some days I don't feel like doing a contour. But when I do, this is one of the ones that I will grab. The other one is from Morphe. This is the Morphe R10. The wording has worn off already, and I've only had this brush like 3 months. I love Morphe eyeshadows. I feel like their brushes are kind of overrated. They are cheap brushes, so I mean, like, you get what you pay for, I guess. But these guys don't shed, and this was cheaper than this. So, but as you can, these are basically like the same thing, but obviously they're different brands and they're different sizes as well. This one is the one that I use if I want like a harsh contour, like if I want to like cut these cheekbones. This is the one I go for. I'm not sure why. This one is a lot more dense, so when you're doing this, the product doesn't really go everywhere. It kind of stays where you put it. That's one thing that I do like about this brush, and obviously I bought it because it's rose gold, but you don't have to buy the rose gold one. When you apply the product with this brush, it stays where you put it. So that's one thing that I like about that one, but the bristles are already falling out, the wording has already worn off. What did I pay that money for? Next brush that I want to talk about is from Real Techniques. This is the Real Techniques blush brush, and it looks like this. So this is their really big fluffy one. And I use this one to just strictly bronze because it is so fluffy. The bronzer just gets everywhere, and I look tan and majestic. That's what I like to say. I've had this brush for quite a while. And it is very soft. It's super duper easy to clean. It dries really nice and quick. And this brush in particular, I used to use for like face powder. I've never used it for blush. Never once have I used this for blush. The next brush is for cream bronzer, and you guys are like, this bitch is high maintenance. Cream bronzer applies differently though, so if I don't use my Real Techniques beauty blender, then I will use a brush, which most of the time I do end up using the brush just because I get more coverage. So this is from e.l.f. and this is a small stipple brush, so it looks like that. And it's duo fiber and it's a stippling brush, but when I blend the cream bronzer out, it keeps its pigment, and then when I go over it with the Real Techniques blender, it just kind of takes the sharpness off, takes away the harsh lines. This brush I recently got for that purpose. It is so good. Like, I love this brush, y'all. I'm just saying. Next one that I have for the face is for blush. This is from Morphe. This is the M442. The words are not worn out on this one. This is a duo fiber stippling brush, so it looks like that. As you can see, it's got the blush happening on it. It just broke. So that's awesome. I'm not gonna talk about this brush because I feel like that'd be bad representation. So usually for blush, I will use a stippling brush, because I find that a stippling brush kind of just distributes the product a little bit more sheerer. But you can use whatever kind of brush that you like. Next brush is also from BH Cosmetics, and I use this to highlight the crap out of my face. It's pretty self-explanatory. The highlighter just goes on like so much more pigmented than it does if I were to use like a denser brush. Just bathe me in highlight. I love this brush. This is my favorite. Next ones are all eye brushes. So these 4 are obviously from 4 different places. The ones that are black are from Morphe, the pink ones are from BS Small, which came from Amazon, and then the gray one is from BH Cosmetics. These are all fluffy blending brushes. However, this guy here is tapered. As you can see, it comes to like a little point. So this is what I would use to like get really deep in the crease. If you're doing like a cut crease and you want to blend that cut out, then you would use something with a point on it so that the blending doesn't go all over the lid. These two look the same, but they're a little different. This one is more for like all over blending, and this one is more for like precise blending, like on the outer corner, because it's more dense and it's not as fluffy as this guy. So, but they both do essentially the same thing. They blend out the crease colors. So I feel like they're both kind of good to have, but you don't necessarily need both. But I kind of went like on a Morphe buying spree, and I got like 3 of these and 3 of these. So can never have too many. That's always my philosophy. These 2 from BS Small, again, they look pretty similar, but as you can see, this one is angled and this one is not. So this one is just a generalized fluffy blending brush. There's nothing really special about it. It does a really good job of blending, and it's so soft. All of these BS Small brushes are so soft, it's unreal. But the angled one, if you watch my Get Ready With Me, I use it to do my nose bronzing. Like I said, I don't really contour, but my nose bronzing, and then I usually use it to just throw some shadow really quickly in the crease area. Because it's angled, it kind of gets right into the crease versus putting the color all the way up here to my brow bone. So I like that aspect of it, but again, you don't need both. They just came in the same kit. Throw them in there. The one from BH Cosmetics, again, is just a super simple fluffy blending brush, but I've been using this brush, I have 2 of these. I've been using this brush for years to just blend. Yes. I love it. I love it. The next brush, the rest of these, well, the next 4 are going to be from BH Cosmetics. This one is a synthetic flat brush, similar to like a MAC 217, and I use this one to like pack color on to the lid. This is really handy to have. If you don't have one, I suggest going out and getting something like it. But this one is super duper thin. I don't know if you guys can see like how thin it really is. Like it's thin. So if you're doing a cut crease, it's really nice to have, so you can get right up to the edge, but you don't have to put it in the actual crease. I love all these brushes. The next one is a small definer brush. So this one is the one that I would use to go like under on my lower lash line and like tight line, or like when I'm tight lining up here, because it is super thin and it is really dense. So the product doesn't move unless you want it to. Again, if you don't have one of these, I really suggest you go out and get it. It's a thin brush. It's very flat and I love it. The next one, a fluffy definer brush? Honestly, I don't know. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's got a flat top, but it is a lot more fluffy than the last one that we saw, and it's also a little bit bigger. This one I use to blend out the lower lash line sometimes, or I will use it to do my nose just because it is so flat. But this is not a brush that I would choose to blend anything out in the crease with unless I absolutely had to. You don't need this for sure. You don't need this. You have a bunch of other blending brushes, but I just find it handy if I'm like in a pickle, you know what I mean? It's good to have backups. And then the last one from BH is this little sponge guy. If you watch my Get Ready With Me, I tell you why I like this brush. It just packs on the highlighter so nice, and I find this type of brush perfect for like inner corner nose and like brow bone highlights because it applies it very like flawlessly, and you don't have to worry about the color like building up. And these are super cheap. If you haven't tried putting on inner corner highlight with this kind of brush, what are you doing? Hello, I talk about it in every single video by now. You should know. Next brush that I'm gonna talk about, this actually came in like an eyeshadow palette, so I'm not sure like what this brush is called. But it's very dense and it's kind of fluffy. And I will use this to do my lower lash line as well. Just depending like on my mood. If I want a more precise blend, I'll probably use this one. If I really don't care, I'll use the one that I just showed you. And this was free because it came with the eyeshadow palette. I still don't know which one, but they sell these all over the place. You do not have to buy an eyeshadow palette to get a brush like this. I promise. The last one that I have is from e.l.f. This is an eyeshadow C brush. That's exactly what it says. I'm wondering if that means like crease brush. But it looks like this. And I use this mainly to pack on color onto the lid, just because you can never have too many brushes that do that, but it can also be used for a highlight, for the inner corner, for the cupid's bow. Like, it just has multiple personalities. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you enjoyed it or suggestions for another video. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, girl could use it. Cha 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 cha. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat because, like I say in almost every video, I don't post pictures of me, but of my dog, and she's cute. Who doesn't like to look at puppies? And Instagram too. I still have not posted anything on Instagram, but I'm gonna make an effort to myself to post something on Instagram today. I can't guarantee that it'll be about makeup. It might be coffee, but I'm gonna still post it. And I think that that's it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.